were participating in this show, I asked you what is your party's contribution to the entire debate. I understand that your party's leaders, a former Prime Minister and many others, have been infected as well. They are COVID positive. But right now, the opposition's function is to come up with the best alternative proposals, if possible. I haven't seen any white paper. I haven't seen any policy output, proper policy output, save some press conferences which focus on certain issues of concern, but not the entire picture. Your take on this, sir?
First of all, it's a pleasure to be on your show. Well, the opposition, we're not running any province, or we don't have the federal government, so we're not running any department directly. But
right.
We've been having the national level debates with doctors and scientists, and our party members, and we are the only party which has been raising a lot of funds and distributing rations to households on their doorsteps, and we have been raising funds internally and externally, and we have been providing PPE kits wherever we could, all over Pakistan, be it Balochistan, Sindh, KPK. And while you were talking about the proposals, we have been very active in giving our recommendations to the government in the National Assembly, also in the Provincial Assembly. So I think we have been playing a very active role in highlighting...
In the shape of speeches, right? When you say that you have been giving your proposals to the government, that is in the shape of parliamentary speeches. Is it what you are saying, sir?
The sad fact is that what was most required in such a pandemic time, that the government should have taken the step forward in bringing all the national parties on one page, but you saw that this was not done by the government. And even though the opposition was willing, you saw a conference where the Prime Minister just gave his speech and then walked out, whereas all the parties of the provinces were present in the Parliamentary Committee. Over here, I would like to highlight a few things. Number one, the number of cases, the daily new cases, Pakistan is amongst the top 5 nations. So obviously something is
Pakistan is part of top 15 nations right now, sir. Pakistan is number 15.
Over the total cases, yes, it's number 15, but the new cases, every day, we are amongst the top 5 nations. Even today, Pakistan, so this is a very big concern, and the letter today, which was, given by the World Health Organization, highlights massive gaps which the government left in its policy.
And that is something that they are supposed to do. But coming back to your party's role, I'm asking you because you mentioned that you are not in power anywhere in the country with the exception of Azad Jammu and Kashmir. But regarding the rest of 4 provinces, you don't have any executive power. Agreed. Regarding what you said on raising money and helping people out, that is a private affair. When it comes to your parliamentary participation, your party holds the chief of opposition position. Should we not be expecting your party to come up with some written proposals that are not only for the consumption of government but the people of Pakistan as well?
Our written proposals are present. We have Shahid Khan Abbasi Saab has said several times in the parliament that we have these proposals available. He has also read them out in the parliament. They're in written form as well. So,
for example, do you support lockdown or you don't support the idea of lockdown? I'm not clear about that.
Lockdown has been tested and tried all over the world, and an effective lockdown, the main purpose of it is that you can break the back of this virus in 14 days if you are able to implement a successful lockdown. And maximum you could go another 2 weeks to 28 days and you can break the back of this virus. Which did not happen in Pakistan. The lockdown we witnessed was just limited to cities, and that
that is the criticism of the ruling party. What is your party's stance? Are you for the lockdown or not?
I believe that even today, in this
Right.
certain situation we are in, the only way to break the back is flattening the curve, and that can only be achieved if there is an effective lockdown, which should be limited to 2 weeks initially, and then after
Right.
seeing the results, if required need be, it could be extended to another
Right.
2 weeks. That is all
So-
what is required. The government has to take the lead because it is in control of the nation and all the departments, so we are available. If they reach out, we would like to work with them. There's no issue over there at all. But you were talking about conspiracies. That is a very important point, and I believe that there are three things which were required before, opening up the lockdown or easing it out. It was basically a massive awareness campaign regarding how people were going to go about. I did not see that on the national television and other channels. It was not that aggressive. Number two, it was fighting this conspiracy theories. For example, there was a common one that the government gets paid for every corona death. Such absurd theories were only there because the government could not win the trust of the people. And
Right.
thirdly, I believe the implementation of the SOPs, merely announcing the SOPs on television and expecting that they're going to be followed by the people, I think that was a big miscalculation. The government should have enforced them, and that is where the governance or lack of governance, the subject comes up. So that was
Okay.
missing.